And now I present to you all the content that 99.9% of you subscribe to this channel for. Including myself. Hey, even I don't get it. Greetings, fellow Vita fans. This is James with PS Vita at 2 a.m. coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita and etchiness, don't forget to subscribe. So the following video is a YouTube member requested topic coming from Neo Arashi, who asked me to cover, nay, demands that I cover more ecchi games for the PS Vita. Ah, that moment when you meet a fellow individual of culture. The only caveats being they can't be obvious choices like Senran Kagura, and they have to be available in North America. But for those of you across the pond from me, don't worry. The following games that I'm going to mention, you will have access to around the world, either because they will be available on the PS Vita digital store in your area as well, or a physical copy exists. And be sure to give me your recommendations on what ecchi games you like to play down in the comment section below. Now, before I begin, I just want to make sure, do I have the appropriate meme ready? Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure. Now, with all the shenanigans out of the way, here's the first one. Criminal Girls 2 Party Favors, a game you definitely should not play around others. But don't worry, I won't tell. A sequel to the first Criminal Girls, invite only. Yes, you may recall that I have already talked about this game in a previous video earlier this year, but did you know that the devs and publishers decided to grace us with a second iteration of it? Just going to show that even when you're in prison, you can still get it on with your waifus. Here's what it's about. Delinquents are not criminals. Not yet. They technically died before they could commit their crimes and were sent to the Hellspire. But there is an opportunity for delinquents to rehabilitate, or in this case, reformation. The program instructor, which is you, will guide the delinquents through the many trials that await them as they climb the Hellspire. It is your duty to escort the delinquents, these 7 girls. But don't expect it to be easy. These girls are unique, and each one of them is a handful. On top of that, a fellow officer tells you this. Records state your reformation program was to have 6 participants, but why are there 7 of you? Is one of the girls secretly a convict? What will come to be of the girls and their reformation? So if you wanted to know what this game's about and maybe missed that previous video where I talked about the first game, when it comes to the gameplay, mind you, because let's just all be honest here, when it comes to games like this, it's all about the gameplay. I mean the plot. It's always about the plot. This is essentially a turn-based RPG where you guide 7 females to, well, rehabilitate. And the way that you sort of level them up and make them do your bidding is by spanking them or rubbing your PS Vita screen. Yeah, it's one of those games again. And honestly now, can't we just be grateful that it is? Second game I'm going to be choosing here is Dungeon Travelers 2. What with it recently being delisted from the PS Vita store, and now the only way to acquire it legally is through a physical copy, I figured I'd do an homage to it. Believe me, it deserves it. Just look at what it's giving us here. There once was an era in which the earth was inhabited by gods, humans, and an evil deity from the underworld known as the Demon God. Under the flag of the Holy Maiden, Victoria, humans fought against the spirits or monsters who worked as the demon's pawns for ages. Which was the year 395 apparently according to this lore. A technique for capturing monsters into a magical tomb or tome called a seal book was invented by the first royal alchemist. A new special class called Libras handled this sealed magic, and they garnered tremendous results in regard to monster suppression. Thanks to their efforts, the monster's population plummeted, and eventually the demon god herself was sealed away. The world began to operate under the rule of humanity. Then came the King's era. Victoria had achieved continental unification through the hard work of mankind and succeeded to throne as the first queen of the kingdom. Some time has passed. It is now the king's era. The stage will be the royal library. Here begins a new story. So, anybody else here bored by the storyline? Yeah, me too. This is just a dungeon crawler game where you collect waifus. That's really all you need to know. Oh, and might I add, they'll do anything that you want. Well, okay, it doesn't go that far technically, but a man can dream. Ooh, is it getting hot in here or is it just me? Hey, that's the whole point of the video. So, if a game about fighting lewd monster girls isn't enough for you, then how about a title that deals with you stealing their underwear? Yeah, a game like that actually exists on Vita. I'm not joking. But again, can we just take a moment to appreciate that it exists? This is Pantsu Hunter, back to the 90s, and despite the fact that it's obviously going to give you a 90s nostalgia trip, that's not the main focus of this title, obviously. And as the name implies, yeah, Yeah, the whole point of it is that you have to be hunting down Pantsus. Kenji Kojima, an individual I wish I was, a young and able enthusiast, leaves his home province to attend a university in the capital. Without the help of his parents, it's difficult to live and study, so he begins learning different occupations until he eventually becomes a true handyman. Can you tell where this is going? However, academic qualifications aren't his priority in life, it's finding true love. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. To his aid have come the most unexpected of all things, panties. Kenji has learned how to identify a girl's personality by her underwear. Oh, if only we could be so lucky. And he'll meet 4 girls on his way: a playful sweetheart, a pretty tomboy, a shy introvert, and an icy beauty. Can he eventually find his true love? By examining their underwear? Featuring a nostalgic and unique 80s and 90s anime-like style, animated backgrounds, and female character faces. Original soundtrack created with the help of an old synthesizer. English voice acting. Yeah, believe it or not, it features voice acting. 18 panties for your collecting needs. I just can't say that with a straight face. A variety of unforeseeable endings. Be careful. Yeah, did I mention that this game doesn't take itself seriously whatsoever? Heck, you can get a game over just by simply sitting in the wrong chair. 9 extra scenes disclosing the heroine's past. So in a nutshell here, we have a point-and-click adventure game where the whole point of the story, and the thing that makes it progress, might I add, is finding various women's underwear in certain scenarios. Yeah, that's the whole point of the game. So, have fun. Now, real quickly, I do have to address one issue with this game. Unfortunately, it seems like, based on what I've been searching for anyway with it, the North American version of the game has been delisted from the PSN Vita store. Yeah, are any of us really surprised by this anymore? So while it used to be a North American release, I guess it sort of counts that it isn't anymore, even though it technically is. It was just delisted. So now, if you live in North America and want to experience this game, you'll probably have to track down an Asian physical copy. Alright everyone, and that will conclude my video of the games that you probably shouldn't be playing around others, aka ecchi titles on the PS Vita. And what are your suggestions? What games did I miss? Make sure to type them down in the comment section below. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. This video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous people who help make this content possible, including Hero Acer, BMF, Phantom XRS, Gutter Drums, Adam Sondi, Clayton Malarkey, Saul Ramirez, Hemdall Imbert, PS Vita S, Joshua Williams, Kyle Brooks, Richard Cruz, Jared Haddo, JR, Laurie Sweeney, Kevin Enright, E-Rock, Jelle, Heston Joseph, Per Sterner, H-Hitter, Aaron Swanson, Adam Thury, Wendy K, Larry Anderson, Rodrigo Vera, Skulshire Tugel TCG, David Ray, Dr. Super Artie, Romp King, Donut Valley, Jackie, Azumara, 1488 Dental, Saqib Alam, Smug Wolf, Robert Sylvester, Michael O'Connor, Jamie, Jesus Hernandez, Kayonko, Burzin Mystery, Juan M. Hermosillo, Eric DeWitt, Tasha Monty, Mazgus, Matt Hargett, Pablo Tonentino Mejia, Makis Blob, B Mystery, Matt Fox, Reiko Star, Neo Arashi, Milk Sama, Bushin Ryu Cat, Robert Johnson, Zacrito, Frayden, Joseph Razmick, Shin Snake, and Ellen E. Wazoo. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and seeing your name on this end screen here, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that can be provided too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do this down there. Can't support in this manner? Don't worry about it. Likes and shares can help equally as much. Okay, everyone into the showers now. We definitely need it after a video like this.